From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, there were a few light showers for parts of the north coast, especially out towards Del Norte County this morning, but we're kind of the calm before the storm, if you will. We've got some clouds out there, but overall, you can see here, we got some blue skies out there for just north of Trinidad, out at Elk Country here, turning out to be not such a bad day. Looking out at Crescent City. Yeah, after some of those morning showers, we're seeing some clearing skies there as well. Looks like the winds are blowing a bit. You can kind of see some of the wakes there in the water here from the wind, and the camera has been shaking a little bit here in those winds as well, but of course those winds will be much stronger as we go into the next 24 hours. Taking a look at Lake Oroville, North Forebay. This is out at the Lake Oroville State Recreation Area. Just a beautiful day out there on the lake. Got a couple of clouds off in the distance, but otherwise looking at mainly sunny skies here out in the Oroville region. And of course, looking at more sunshine here throughout the afternoon as well. Let's go and take a look at Trinity Center right now. We're beginning to see some of the fog that we've seen here through the morning hours begin to clear out. So we will be looking at some, of course, more sunshine here for Trinity Center throughout the day. And how about Lassen Park at the south entrance? Well, you know, there are a couple of clouds out there, but still looking at a picture-perfect day out there before things start to change. And we've got some big changes in our overall pattern here. Number one, it's the storm system I've been talking about. This will arrive sometime late tonight and into tomorrow. That's when I think the bulk of the storm will be here. Now, snow levels will be dropping with the storm system, but starting off fairly high. There's also going to be some very strong winds associated with this storm. Everyone is going to experience those winds from the valley to the foothills to the mountains to the coast. And with that heavy rainfall, we're going to be talking about the flooding concerns out there as well. Not just for, say, low-lying areas and creeks and streams and rivers, but mudslides and debris flows are a bit of a concern. So this is the area of low pressure. This is the storm system I've got my eyes on. Nice stream of moisture coming in. This is a classic atmospheric river setup. Now, that, of course, means heavy rainfall. But I do want to mention there are several categories of atmospheric rivers. This is on the lowest category of atmospheric rivers, but that being said, it's still going to pack quite a punch in several different forms. All right, so let's start with Futurecast, and we're going to walk you through the timing of it all. So here we are at 6 p.m. today. For the most part, it's dry. We're beginning to see a few light showers trying to develop just to the east of that main band of rain here this evening. Now we go into this evening and tonight. Now tonight at about 10 o'clock, there is a chance that we may see some, I guess we call prefrontal showers, or some showers just in advance of the main storm system itself. So this right here is very light, or quite honestly may even be evaporating before it reaches the ground. But if you're out and about tonight, say around 10, 11 o'clock at night, don't be surprised if you run into a few light showers. But again, you see right here, this right here is the bulk of the rain. But we're beginning to see some of that rain here along the coast here tonight. Now we'll take you to tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Now we're seeing the main stream of moisture heading right into the north coast and into parts of Trinity County as well. Notice the leading edge of that. We may see some light sprinkles and light showers by about 6 a.m. Now the winds will be strongest in this area right here. So not so strong for the valley just yet, not so strong for the eastern mountains just yet. Now we're going to take you to the noon hour on Wednesday. Now you can see for almost all of Northern California, you've got that stream of moisture coming in, that atmospheric river, giving everyone pretty much that heavy rainfall, with the exception of the eastern mountains. Still not seeing much in the way of rain at this point. But the winds, very strong in the valley, very strong for the north coast as well, not to mention in Siskiyou County. Now we're going to take you into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. Now you can see heavy rainfall for the valley, heavy rainfall to the west of that, but now we're on the back edge of that heavier rainfall for the coast. So things are starting to taper off for places like Crescent City, Eureka, and Garberville. But places like Hayfork, Weaverville, even parts of, like, say, Willow Creek, for example, Happy Camp, still seeing some of that heavier rainfall, not to mention Mount Shasta, Redding, Red Bluff, Corning, all in the valley. And then off to the east here, we're seeing that snow. Now, as I mentioned, snow levels will start off fairly high. I'm expecting around 6,000 feet or higher for the first half of the day tomorrow. But as we go into the evening and overnight, we're going to start to see those snow levels drop. But notice even at 5 p.m., we're still seeing along the I-5 corridor there, mainly in the form of rain. So Mount Shasta City, still rain. But Chester, you could be looking at some snowflakes, not to mention Upper Shingletown, maybe around the Viola area as well. Now we're going to take you to about Thursday morning, 6 a.m. We're still seeing some snow out there, and not a lot though. So the main atmospheric river is now down to our south. We're getting cut off from that main flow of moisture, so things are starting to dry out. Now we're still going to see plenty of cloud cover, and there still is some cold and unstable air moving in. Now what that means is there's still a lot of leftover moisture, and that's going to tap into it. And we're going to be looking at noon on Thursday, showers and thunderstorms developing for the coast. Not much to the east of that, but then through the afternoon on Thursday, we see showers and thunderstorms developing. Some of them may be strong, which means heavy rainfall, gusty winds, hail, not to mention lightning. Snow levels will be lower at this point. Now I'm anticipating on Thursday around 4,000 feet, give or take. So Mount Shasta City, maybe some snow out near Bernie, but I think we could see snow in places like Chester, Viola, but still you can see not much going off to the north and east. Now it's all going to be in the form of rain still for Hayfork and Weaverville. Now let's take you into Thursday at 10 p.m. Still seeing some showers, still seeing the potential for thunderstorms in the valley. Once again, snow around 4,000 feet, maybe locally lower. As we go into the overnight hours, snow levels may drop a bit, maybe down to 3,500 feet. Looks like around Bernie, and again towards Chester, maybe around Mount Shasta City, okay? So we are seeing that potential for snow in some of those lower mountain communities. Now keep in mind, also, as we go into Thursday afternoon, we could be looking at the potential for a lot of chain requirements, because as we're talking snow levels down to 3,500 feet, that's going to mean a lot of snow over some of those higher mountain passes. All right, so let's take a look at the overall estimates as far as rain is concerned through Thursday night. Now, this is not including what we'll see on Friday, but this gives you a good idea. I think, on average, 2 inches of rain for the valley, give or take. Some a little bit more than 2 inches, some a little bit less than 10 inches, 2 inches that is. We take you off to the coast, about 2 to quite possibly close to 4 inches of rain. So I want you to take a few things into account here. Number one, we've already got heavy rainfall. That's going to create a lot of runoff. We're going to see rises of creeks, streams, and rivers. A lot of low-lying areas are going to be experiencing some flooding as well. This is the type of situation where typical flood zones are most likely going to see flooding. So you know where that is. You know where that is near where you live. With that said too, especially on Wednesday as we see the high snow levels, that could mean some rain on snow, and that could mean higher runoff than normal. Now on top of that, we're not concerned about just the low-lying areas of flooding and creeks and streams and rivers, but mudslides and debris flows for many of the mountain locations, mountain highways. So those are a few things to take into account. So flooding is one concern here, starting Wednesday through Thursday and even into Friday as these thunderstorms push on through. Now, as far as snow is concerned, we've got some pretty impressive amounts heading into the higher elevations. Chester, you could pick up anywhere between 4 and 8 inches of snow. I don't think that's out of the question, especially as we do lower those snow levels. And there you can see we're seeing upwards of a foot or more as you start heading up above 6,000 feet. So I think even the ski park could be picking up a decent amount of snow. But look at Mount Shasta City. It is picking up on the potential for at least some snowflakes, maybe some light accumulation at times through basically Thursday, 10 p.m. So again, not a lot as we start getting down to 3,000, 3,500 feet. But as you get up to about 4, 5, 6,000 feet, that's when it starts getting more and more significant as far as snowfall totals are concerned. All right, now let's take a look at after Thursday. So we mentioned the chance for thunderstorms on Thursday afternoon. I think we could see another round of thunderstorms on Friday afternoon as well, which could mean heavy rainfall, gusty winds with those thunderstorms, and not to mention some small hail and lightning. Snow levels still somewhere around, say, 3,500 to 4,000 feet on your Friday. All right, now we're going to take into Saturday a bit of a break. Then Sunday, we've got another round of rain coming in. This one fairly heavy, especially for Sunday morning. Snow levels could be around 3,000 to 3,500 feet. Then as we go into Sunday afternoon, it kind of tapers off, but we have another storm system right here pushing down. But at this point, we're beginning to run out of some of that moisture tap. So what's happening is we're not seeing as much rain as we start going into Monday, Tuesday of next week. But you can see we are seeing the potential for some snow off into the Sierra, which would bring us more snow. So bottom line is this: Wednesday, heaviest rainfall. As we go into Thursday, Friday, chance for thunderstorms. If you get caught under a thunderstorm, it could mean heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and hail. And then a bit of a break as we go into Saturday with more rain coming into your Sunday, and then not as much rain going into your Monday and Tuesday of next week. All right, did get a little button happy here. Let's take a look at the forecast winds now. So we talked about the flooding potential. We talked about the snow and how that's going to impact your mountain travel. Now let's talk about the winds and how that could impact not only your travel, but the potential for power outages. So here we are today at 5 p.m. We're beginning to see the winds begin to pick up to the north and west. The winds are picking up, nothing terribly major at this point. The winds really start to ramp up as we go overnight and into tomorrow morning. 40 to 50 mile an hour winds are not out of the question, especially to the north and west. And over some of the exposed mountain ridges to the east, also seeing some gusty winds. The wind's picking up a bit here for the valley, so a bit on the breezy side, but not that bad just yet. Now we take you into Wednesday around noon. Look at those wind gusts, 30, even 40 miles per hour, not out of the question for the valley. You can see widespread gusty winds. So around noon on Wednesday is when I think everyone is going to be experiencing gusty winds in some shape or form. Anywhere from 20 mile an hour gusts to upwards of 50 and even 60 mile an hour gusts, especially over those higher mountain ridges. Now we go into Wednesday afternoon. You see the line here? This is where the heaviest rain is. We're seeing less rainfall to the west. Not to mention winds are dying down, but still gusty for the valley, still gusty off into the eastern mountains and to the north as well. Now Thursday morning, look at that. We're actually starting to see the winds die down and shouldn't be that much of a factor even Thursday afternoon. Still a bit breezy, especially out towards Crescent City, but you can still see some gusty winds at times even through the day on Thursday. But the main wind event will be on Wednesday. So, potential for flooding on Wednesday through Friday. Potential for chain requirements, especially Thursday and Friday. And of course, the potential for power outages, especially on Wednesday as we start to see some of those highest peaks of gusts, or highest peaks with those winds, highest gusts, that is. We got it. We got that communication out there. But I will say this. That means with those types of wind gusts, we got the potential for power outages. Everyone in Northern California has that potential. Not everyone will get it, but some of us I think will. All right, so here we take a look at those wave heights. There you can see around 15 to 17 feet. Overnight tomorrow night, overnight tonight into Wednesday, you can see those wave heights start to increase. We're getting there. All right, so here it is for the rest of the day today. We got those temperatures mid to upper 60s for the valley, 50s for many of the higher elevations, mid to upper 60s for the coast. So let's take a look at your 7-day outlook region by region. So we start off with those high snow levels on Wednesday, could eventually drop down to as low as 4,500 feet, 4,000 feet and locally lower on Thursday, 3,000 feet Friday, and then 3,000 to 3,500 feet by Sunday and Monday. Take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. Windy conditions and very wet as well for your Wednesday. Maybe some thunderstorms for Thursday, Friday. And then it looks like more showers coming into Sunday and Monday of next week. And looking at your 7-day outlook for the coast, of course, windy conditions as well for your Wednesday. And those snow levels eventually dropping down to as low as 3,000 feet, especially by the time we do get into Friday and quite possibly into Sunday of this upcoming weekend.